Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. We often miss opportunity because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. 5% of the people think, 10% of the people think they think, and the other 85% would rather die than think. The three great essentials to achieve anything worthwhile are: first, hard work; second, stick-to-itiveness; third, common sense. Genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. If we all did the things we are really capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. When you have exhausted all possibilities, remember this: you haven't. Nonviolence leads to the highest ethics, which is the goal of all evolution. Until we stop harming all other living beings, we are still savages. Negative results are just what I want. They are just as valuable to me as positive results. I can never find the thing that does the job best until I find the ones that don't. There are no rules here. We're trying to accomplish something. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Nearly every person who develops an idea works at it up to the point where it looks impossible and then gets discouraged. That's not the place to become discouraged. There is no expedient to which a man will not go to avoid the real labor of thinking. I am not discouraged, because every wrong attempt discarded is another step forward. My main purpose in life is to make enough money to create ever more inventions. The dove is my emblem. I want to save and advance human life, not destroy it. I am proud of the fact that I have never invented weapons to kill. The chief function of the body is to carry the brain around. There is no substitute for hard work. Personally, I enjoy working about 18 hours a day. Besides the short cat naps I take each day, I average about 4 to 5 hours of sleep per night. Anything that won't sell, I don't want to invent. Its sale is proof of utility, and utility is success. A genius is often merely a talented person who has done all of his or her homework. When I have finally decided that a result is worth getting, I go ahead on it and make trial after trial until it comes. Unfortunately, there seems to be far more opportunity out there than ability. We should remember that good fortune often happens when opportunity meets with preparation. I'd put my money on the sun and solar energy. What a source of power. I hope we don't have to wait until oil and coal run out before we tackle that. I wish I had more years left. I believe that the science of chemistry alone almost proves the existence of an intelligent creator. If we all did the things we are really capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. To invent, you need a good imagination and a pile of junk. I never did a day's work in my life. It was all fun. Hell, there are no rules here. We're trying to accomplish something. One might think that the money value of an invention constitutes its reward to the man who loves his work. But speaking for myself, I can honestly say this is not so. I continue to find my greatest pleasure, and so my reward, in the work that precedes what the world calls success. I have more respect for the fellow with a single idea who gets there than for the fellow with 1,000 ideas who does nothing. I have friends in overalls whose friendship I would not swap for the favor of the kings of the world. Everything comes to him who hustles while he waits. The world owes nothing to any man, but every man owes something to the world. It's obvious that we don't know 1/1,000,000th of 1% about anything. Fools call wise men fools. A wise man never calls any man a fool. We are like tenant farmers chopping down the fence around our house for fuel when we should be using nature's inexhaustible sources of energy: sun, wind, and tide. I'd put my money on the sun and solar energy. What a source of power. I hope we don't have to wait until oil and coal run out before we tackle that. Nature is truly wonderful, only man is truly foul. Being busy does not always mean real work. The object of all work is production or accomplishment, and to either of these ends there must be forethought, system, planning, intelligence, and honest purpose, as well as perspiration. Seeming to do is not doing. A good intention, with a bad approach, often leads to a poor result. Opportunity is often missed because it comes dressed in overalls and looks like work. If we did all the things we are capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. So far as the religion of the day is concerned, it is a damned fake. Religion is all bunk. The doctor of the future will give no medication, but will interest his patients in the care of the human frame, diet, and in the cause and prevention of disease. Just because something doesn't do what you planned it to do doesn't mean it's useless. Restlessness is discontent, and discontent is the first necessity of progress. Show me a thoroughly satisfied man, and I will show you a failure. To do much clear thinking, a person must arrange for regular periods of solitude when they can concentrate and indulge the imagination without distraction. I find out what the world needs. Then I go ahead and try to invent it. I never did anything worth doing by accident, nor did any of my inventions come by accident. They came by work. The first requisite for success is the ability to apply your physical and mental energies to one problem incessantly without growing weary. Be courageous. I have seen many depressions in business. Always America has emerged from these stronger and more prosperous. Be brave as your fathers before you. Have faith. Go forward. Your worth consists in what you are and not in what you have. There will one day spring from the brain of science a machine or force so fearful in its potentialities, so absolutely terrifying, that even man, the fighter, who will dare torture and death in order to inflict torture and death, will be appalled and so abandon war forever. The best thinking has been done in solitude. The worst has been done in turmoil. To have a great idea, have a lot of them. The value of an idea lies in the using of it. Show me a thoroughly satisfied man, and I will show you a failure. Results. Why, man, I have got a lot of results. I know several thousand things that won't work. There is far more opportunity than there is ability. I start where the last man left off. Great ideas originate in the muscles. The most necessary task of civilization is to teach people how to think. It should be the primary purpose of our public schools. The mind of a child is naturally active. It develops through exercise. Give a child plenty of exercise for body and brain. The trouble with our way of educating is that it does not give elasticity to the mind. It casts the brain into a mold. It insists that the child must accept. It does not encourage original thought or reasoning, and it lays more stress on memory than observation. Never get discouraged if you fail. Learn from it. Keep trying. Learn with both your head and hands. Not everything of value in life comes from books. Experience the world. Never stop learning. Read the entire panorama of literature. Waste is worse than loss. The time is coming when every person who lays claim to ability will keep the question of waste before him constantly. The scope of thrift is limitless.